Hi. As I was thinking about the next video to make this week, my mind went completely blank. And I mean completely blank. There was nothing. That is so unlike me. I usually have more ideas than I know what to do with. So I knew this wasn't normal, and it surprised me. And to be quite honest, there was a part of me that felt almost numb, like I didn't even want to reach for the next idea. And that really caught my attention because for 6 months I've been showing up, giving, thinking, teaching, and suddenly there was nothing coming forth. And I felt unsettled. So I just sat with it. And within a few minutes, a thought literally popped into my head. And I've learned over the years that when a thought pops into my head like that, I need to listen to it. Because I now know the difference between me thinking something and something being given to me from above. Something I like to call a download. And when I get a download, I know it's a direct message from my soul to help guide me in some way. And to my surprise, this download didn't come as advice. It came as a question. And the question I heard was this: if you could tell your viewers anything you wanted, what would it be? And just hearing that question brought tears to my eyes. You see, our soul knows us better than we know ourselves. So I answered the question. Well, I'd want them to know what I wish for them. And the next thought I heard was, and what would that be? So I sat in my chair and I thought about it for a minute and said, I wish they knew what I know, because if they did, everything in their life would change for the better. Now, I know that awakening doesn't work that way. Each of us comes to our own knowing in our own time and in our own way, so you're not here to be me, you're here to be you. But what continued to amaze me is that my soul knew I needed to have this conversation. Why? Because it knew I wasn't really running out of ideas at all. It knew I was running on empty before I was willing to stop and admit it. And being blank was the result. And it also knew that I was missing me in some way, and that something in me needed to be included in this next video. So it came to tell me that this video isn't just for you. It's also for me. And that's when I became clear about what I wished for you. And I want you to know that these are only wishes. They're not something you're supposed to know already, and they're certainly not a measure of whether you're enough. They're simply what I wish for you. But a girl can wish, can't she? So I wish you could remember who you really are. Not who you appear to be in this lifetime, not the roles you've played, not the story you've been living. I wish that you could remember that you are here living as a human being, and that your life is being lived in service of something much greater and deeper. Your life is something your soul wanted to experience. Now, I know all of us pretty much think, this is my life, but it's not. This is your soul's life, experiencing it through you. I wish you could remember that you're not from around here, that you didn't begin with this life, and that you don't end with it, and that you actually came here deliberately and chose this life, all the circumstances, the challenges, the relationships, and the lessons your soul wanted to explore this time around. Never as a punishment, but as the lived experience of being human with all its love, loss, fear, and growth. And that includes the people who've shaped you in this life, including your parents. Not because everything they did was right, that's for sure, and not because it was easy, but because the experiences you had with them were part of what your soul wanted to understand and to heal. There were lessons to learn for the benefit of you and sometimes for them as well, even though the circumstances may have been difficult. I wish that you could truly remember that there is only one of us in the room, that this sense of separation you feel between you and others and between you and yourself is not the deeper truth. Because if you remembered we are all one, you'd begin to recognize that everyone you meet is carrying something. Everyone is working something out. Everyone is doing the best they can from the level of awareness they have. And remembering this changes how you see yourself and how you see other people. It changes how much compassion you have, not just for you, but for humanity. You have the power to change the world by just remembering that the true reality is that you are all soulmates. And if you could remember that, even just for a moment, then you might stop being so hard on yourself and hard on others. You might stop thinking you're behind or failing, because from your soul's perspective, you're doing exactly what you came here to do. You're living and learning and growing. I wish that you could remember what becomes clear the moment you leave this earth, that you are an eternal being, that this human life, as meaningful, as intense as it feels, is very brief in terms of your eternal existence. It's more like a dream than we realize, and that if you were to blink just once, you'd remember how brief this lifetime really is, and you'd be more likely to appreciate every moment of it while you're still here. I want you to know that the day you die is not the end of anything, but the beginning of everything important. It's a reunion, it's a return, it's a remembering. And it will be the most beautiful day of your life because you'll finally be home and there will be no more suffering, only unconditional love and acceptance. It will be a day of rejoicing and remembering. Now, I know these are just wishes, but still, a 77-year-old girl can still wish, can't she? And if these wishes leave you with anything at all, I hope it's this too. You are not here to get everything right or get everything done in one lifetime. You're human and you're not here to be perfect. But you are far more than this chapter of your life. You're more. You are far more than the character you're playing and far more than the challenges you've carried. And if you could remember that, even just a little, you would never feel as alone as you sometimes do. Because you're not walking through this life by yourself, and you never have been. You are constantly being guided by invisible forces that love you and who know about your journey and who want to help you through it, whether it be your soul, your spirit guides, and even your deceased loved ones who are still walking through this life with you. And if I could end with one more wish, it would be that you remember how important it is to love yourself. Because when you truly love yourself, you remember what has always been true, and that is that there really is no one worth knowing more than you.